What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. You know who doesn't deserve any credit? The New Orleans Saints offensive line. And you know what sucks about yesterday, Jake, is it just all started so well, didn't it? You had Jordan Love and that Packers offense with that goofy-ass 4th and 2 attempt where everybody's slipping and sliding, bad passing. Should have worked. It was still open somehow. and they sail it. I mean, it was hilarious. You have a nice drive down the field, immediately falling, and then ends in a touchdown to Jimmy Graham.
Yep.
And it all felt so good at that moment, dude. I mean, how appropriate in so many ways. Where have the Saints struggled this year? The red zone, okay? Yep. Bring in the red zone expert. This is like the fixer, right? This is like this is hiring someone. This is like he has a very specific set of skills. Jimmy Graham is the red zone. I also love, I think I don't remember off the top of my head if they announced that he scored 3 touchdowns. I think it was 3 touchdowns in Lambeau as a Packer.
Yeah. And
then he comes and gets 1 right here. So at that point, you go up 7-0 with the Jimmy Graham touchdown, off of a turnover. Then just a little bit later, you return a punt for a touchdown, just a dominant rocket shot read by Rashid Shaheed. And the continued value of having Shaheed is unreal. Unreal. He's such a playmaker in so many different ways. Next thing you know, you're up 17-0. The Packers are getting 1 million penalties, Jake. You're looking strong, like Achilles. Only problem is you have that very obvious Achilles heel. And that's when the offensive line said, "What's up?" And the Packers saw the glowing weak spot on the boss. They took advantage, and they ruined your day. They hurt their Carr, took over the game, and next thing you know, you blow a 17-0 fourth quarter lead. And with this defense,
it should never happen.
If you get a special teams touchdown,
should never lose.
If you lose the game, we should have a trial on Monday, and someone should have to do some sort of public recrimination, some sort of public punishment served.
I agree with you. There's no realm that it's okay that the Saints lost this game. It's not. When you have a special teams touchdown like T-Bob's talking about, that is a dagger to any team in the NFL. They don't happen. In college, they happen more often. They never happen in the NFL. When you get that and you have that kind of defense playing behind you, you should never lose a game. And there's a couple of things we could point to on the offense. My main thing, though, because the pass protection wasn't elite by any means, but it was better. I do think it was better. You give up 4 sacks. So I think one of those at least was on the quarterback. But when I say the run blocking portion of what the Saints are trying to get done is one of the most poor things I've seen in the last 5 years in the NFL, I don't know that it's fixable. I truly don't. Like when you look like Trevor Penning right now, struggling mightily in run blocking. Like I know the pass protection, T-Bob, is always going to jump off the page and be the thing that people kind of point to, but Hurst was bad. Pete was bad. McCoy was bad in run and pass blocking. He was not great. I mean,
Ruiz was getting worked this game earlier. I don't know what he's graded out at, but there were multiple times where I felt like Cesar Ruiz, it was jumping off the screen at how badly the D-tackle was beating him.
And Landon Young, God bless him. No-hitter a couple of different times on an edge rusher. 26% pass grade shows up on tape. But the run blocking, that's concerning. You can't run the football right now. And everybody's like, AK's coming back. I don't think it matters. Not with this offensive line. I don't think it matters who's playing running back. You've tried a couple of different people. There's nothing there. Like, as a running back, I don't know where to tell you to go. Yeah. Like, even the yards that they made, a lot of it was on their own.
Oh, was that Landon Young then at right guard?
Right tackle.
That's right tackle. Who played? Hold me, I said Ruiz didn't play. Who was the right guard? I'm sorry. I'm guilty of
Ruiz played 18 snaps.
I'm guilty of just saying it was Ruiz. But right guard.
Yeah, Pete and Hurst. Pete and Hurst played guard because after Ruiz went down, that's I think So
Pete came in.
Did Pete slide over to right guard?
I believe so. And Hurst.
It was talking about was a reason. It wasn't Pete.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, because Reese actually, while he was in there, did okay. Landon Young came in, I mean, at right tackle at one point. I mean, it was bad all over the place. Listen to some of these run grades, and I was looking it up as I was talking there because it felt bad, and it was bad. Trevor Penning, 39% run blocking. Ramczyk, 51% run blocking. Pete, 47%. Hurst, 51%. Landon Young, 51%. Now, McCoy was 63%. That was your highest graded run blocker for the New Orleans Saints, 63%. And then
center also the easiest place to run block.
Well, in pass protection, Landon Young, 26%. Eric McCoy, 34%. This is an offensive line that you've got first rounder, second rounder, I mean, it's just all over the board. You have so much draft capital into this offensive line, and they are playing poorly. As a running back, I don't know where you're supposed to go, T-Bob.
Yeah.
Have no idea.
Well, so that's the depressing part is, and to your point, Jake, coming into this game, Derek Carr had been sacked 11 times. Or no, excuse me, through 2.5 games, got sacked 11 times. I think round number 11 is when he gets hurt. But here's a great line from Underhill that underlines what you were just saying. This comes from New Orleans on Football. Furthermore, when a team spends 3 first-round picks and a second-rounder on 4 of the 5 starters on the line and has another former first-round pick on the bench, being on pace to allow your starter to be sacked 68 times is simply unacceptable. It's borderline outrageous. And, well, the worst part is, the worst part is to me, boys, like you said, Jake, how does it get better? Because here's what Eric McCoy had to say after the game. Quote, "I honestly don't have an answer. I know we haven't played good enough. It's not like it's just one person. Each one of us has had a turn at getting beat. That's the hard part about it. I really don't have an answer. We're practicing our butts off. We're preparing our butts off. We just have to be better." That's a terrifying quote if you're a New Orleans
from a
Saints
player
fan.
that has had better.
It's been
in
really
his past.
good. Yeah.
Ramczyk's had better in his past.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could argue every player up front. Now, Andrews Pete, I mean, it's been a mixed bag to say the least, and you were out Falsamora this game, and so that's a portion of your run blocking there. The other 3 tight ends you have are never going to be confused for a yackle. No, I mean, they're not in a yackle like a Y that's basically a tackle. Look up Ben Hartsock if you don't know what I'm talking about. But the quarterback play can't go up until the running backs are able to go out there and be successful.
Yeah.
And again, Alvin Kamara helps, but even Alvin Kamara and the skill set that he has, and we saw it last year with Alvin Kamara, running behind this offensive line right now, you're not going to be successful the way that you need to be successful to set up things in the passing game, to set up play action, to get people to come up towards the line of scrimmage because they're so terrified that you're going to run the football. Right now, if I played the Saints, I would almost dare them to run. I would get my front 4 to line up and say, hey, y'all stop the run. Everybody else worry about the pass.
Yeah.
That's right now. That's where defensive coordinators can live. Hey, we'll stop. Hey, run. We're good. Hey, Mike linebacker, 4 down lineman. We'll stop it there. Everybody else in coverage.
It's it's awful. And what sucks, Jake, is with Derek Carr, you have a veteran enough and savvy enough quarterback where he can overcome a lot of that enough to maybe win. Unfortunately, I don't think Jameis is that guy. And you know I love Jameis, and you know I wanted nothing more than for Jameis to win that game. Damn you, Blake Groupie, we'll get to it. But that I just don't see Jameis having a ton of success behind an offensive line. They can't set him up for success. Like Derek Carr has been able to find ways to win in the margins. Maybe Jameis can do it next week. I don't know. He is a quality backup. Like he's you feel as good about him as any backup in the NFL entering the game. But I don't think he's as good as Derek Carr. So now the offensive line has hurt you in the most direct way it can. Your starting quarterback's hurt. Out 3 to 4 weeks.
AC sprain is much better than what I thought it was when he went down. When he went down and really wasn't moving a whole lot, you're thinking.
I thought it was like broken collarbone.
Collarbone, yeah, it was exactly where my mind went. Look, AC sprains suck. I mean, you've had them. I know T. I've had them.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Oh, you never? Oh my God! I mean, it's one of those deals. Like if you don't play quarterback, you can play through it. You just wear these pads, and every time you hit somebody, you're thinking about life decisions.
Huh.
But quarterback, you can't go out there and do it. But it's much better than I thought it was going to be. But now, hey, it's on Jameis. Now you have a backup that makes the money that he makes because you feel like he can come in and give you an opportunity. Gardner Minshew came in for the Colts. You pay him that money because of what he did yesterday. He came in, he beat the Ravens. Like, that's why Jameis is your backup quarterback.
True.
That's why you kept him. And, Jake Haener, and it's a whole different situation, but he wasn't your main backup because, okay, look, if you have to have somebody go in, you want to have somebody that started as many games as Jameis has. But, look, again, it doesn't matter who's in there right now, a quarterback. If they don't get better up front, T-Bob, and when you look at some of the defensive lines that play in this division, the teams might not be elite, but the defensive fronts are really good.
Yeah.
And you're going to have issues all season long.
Yeah. So, Jake, I guess you could say that Zach Morris gave him an AC sprainer. Wow. Just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.